MK members attack Jabulani Khumalo as he leaves court where he was fighting Zuma's removal. Disgruntled controversies where MK party members hurled insults and pelted Jabulani Khumalo with various objects as he was leaving the electoral court where he was fighting to have Jacob Zuma removed as the party's leader. Khumalo wants the court to declare Zuma's move to the party's leadership as invalid and wants the court to compel the Electoral Commission of South Africa, IEC, to register him, Khumalo, as the party leader, adding that Zuma was fraudulently occupying the position. On Monday, after the hearing, angry MK members waited outside court and ran towards Khumalo, who was walking to the car in the company of his bodyguards. "Get away from here. We don't want you. We will shoot you," said some of the visibly angry members. Khumalo's security guards crashed into two cars while trying to get away from the angry crowd. Khumalo, who founded the MK party in December last year, was ousted from the party in April. Khumalo was expelled alongside Ray Khumalo, Beki Manzini, Lebo Mopeng, and Rochelle Davidson. Khumalo incites former President Jacob Zuma's daughter, Duduzile Zuma Sambutla, in an act of forgery, wrote to the IEC purporting that he, Khumalo, was resigning and paved the way for Jacob Zuma to take the reins. The letter to the IEC was accepted and the former president became the face of the MK party ahead of the May 29 elections, where it went on to score almost 15% of the national vote and heavily humiliated the ANC across the KwaZulu-Natal province in the results released on Sunday. If the court rules in Khumalo's favor, this will be another blow to the country's former president, who was told that he cannot stand as a member of parliament MP. Meanwhile, MK party to Jabulani Khumalo. The courts are not your playground. The Electoral Court on Monday reserved judgment in the application brought by expelled former leader of the Umkhonto weSizwe MK party, Jabulani Khumalo, who was seeking reinstatement to the helm of the party. The court heard that the application was a waste of court's time and abuse of court's processes. This was submitted in court by Advocate Darlene Pofu SC, representing the MK party and Zuma. "I just want to start here by almost apologizing that we have to be here with such a matter which is a waste of court's time, and that it is why in our heads of judgment we say it is unfortunate and embarrassing that this court has to convene on an urgent basis for a matter based on frivolous, baseless, unsubstantiated and false so-called evidence," Mpofu told the packed court sitting in the High Court in Johannesburg. "This is at best an abuse of court process and a talk about costs at the end," he said. "Essentially, what we are here for is a concoction of demonstrable lies by Mr. Khumalo, made-up stories, defamation of character, and in particular of former President Zuma, Zuma's daughter, MS Duduzile, Zuma Sambutla, and the people who used to be in the interim national leadership corps with him." Khumalo insists that Zuma Sambutla, in an act of forgery, wrote to the Electoral Commission of South Africa IEC purporting that he, Khumalo, was resigning and paving way for the former president to take the reins. The letter to the IEC was accepted and the former president became a face of the MK party ahead of the May 29 elections, where it went on to score almost 15% of the national vote and heavily humiliated the African National Congress across the KwaZulu-Natal province in the results released on Sunday. Mpofu said Khumalo signed the letter and by denying it in court, he was committing a serious crime of perjury. What we have here is pure perjury by any definition, among other criminal charges. I will show you that there are at least 2 counts of perjury, maybe more, Mpofu said. Mr. Khumalo's big thing here is that there are 2 versions. One is that Mr. Khumalo wrote one letter to the IEC and the other one letter was forged, and the other one version is that Mr. Khumalo signed and sent 2 letters, he said. Our version is based on the fact that he wrote 2 letters. Not only did he write the 2 letters, but the IEC has confirmed that it in fact received 2 letters enacted to them, said Mpofu. In the court of doing that, Mr. Khumalo, who not only faces charges of perjury now, but will also have to go to the civil court for the defamation of Ms. Duduzile Zuma Sambutla, who has been defamed. Mpofu said, on behalf of the MK party, the relief he seeks is the dismissal of Khumalo's application for reinstatement. We implore this court to express its most serious disapproval and opprobrium against the abuse of the process, against the fraudulent and criminal conduct that accompanies this application, despite the general rule in this court marking the applicant with a punitive which should be a warning to other people who think that this is a playground for perjurers and other fraudsters to stay away from the courts. That is what this is about. One is not only undermining the courts, but the oath as well. Anybody out there must think the court is a plaything. Khumalo's application beseeches the court to declare Zuma's accession to the party's leadership as invalid and wants the court to compel the Electoral Commission of South Africa to register him as the party's leader. Khumalo insists Zuma is fraudulently occupying the position. Khumalo, who founded the MK party in December last year, was then ousted from the new party in April. Khumalo was expelled alongside Ray Khumalo, Becky Manzini, Lebo Mopeng, and Rochelle Davidson. And that's it from Injibs Network. Stay tuned to our celebrity and gossip news.